What's up, everybody? Welcome back to FNG Academy. I just had a quick announcement. I'm proud to say that we've been helping people get selected for 3 years now. I've been getting a lot of messages about people thanking us and saying that they just graduated from selection and they got selected. People graduating the Q course. One of my buddies just sent me a video from the Charlie committee. He asked, if you guys have ever heard of the FNG Academy, raise your hands. And all their hands went up, and it just filled me with pride. So part of the way that we do that is making sure that you guys are physically fit and ready for selection. And the way we've been doing that for the past couple of years is by sending you to a Green Beret we know and trust, Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. So if you want to get selected, you need to be in the best shape possible, and you need a programmer who knows what they're talking about. So go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. Use code word BUCK to get a discount. Tell him we sent you and hook you up. Congrats to everyone who's been getting selected lately, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Ready?
We are a go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. In this episode, we're doing SEAL Team episode 6.
Hell yeah.
Sit. Is that right? 6. I don't know how to matter well.
This is gonna be going, man.
Dude, I love SEAL Team.
I get excited when we sit down to do this show.
I love this show. I would do this show if none of you guys watched it and it was just like, just for the sake of sitting around to do it for fun. This show's that good. Yeah. I love it. And I know we're only on season 1, episode 6. I know we've had Tyler Gray here. I know that Tyler Gray is, told some of the guys from the show that we enjoy the show and that it's getting, we're giving it solid reviews. All that stuff is awesome. But there is a point when you guys said that the show took a turn. And if it does that, we will call it out for that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
there's no way we're going to fucking ride this show on and be like, hey, if it takes a weird turn, we're going to be all about it and not call it out.
Yeah.
We'll call it out 100%. But right now, season 1, episode 6, I love this show.
It hasn't taken a turn yet.
Taken a turn yet. This show is awesome, dude. So let's jump in to SEAL Team season 1, episode 6.
Cardi B?
That's my note. This dude's Cardi B in his goats, bro. He's like he was talking to fucking damn, what's the president's name? What's that old ass motherfucker?
Joe Biden?
He looked like she was talking to Joe Biden. He said, Mr. President. Dude, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard. I wonder if that's if Cardi B ripped off a goat herder from SEAL Team.
Maybe. You never know.
She mixes the goat herder from SEAL Team with the dude from the middle, the kid from the middle that talks down like this. She goes,
Dude, who the hell has been designing our assault plan?
Keith, the Senior Chief Fuller there?
Yes, sir. Standing right here.
Perfect. We're ready for him. Assume you all know Bo Fuller, gentlemen. Your Charlie team leader. Ladies, last week while you were in Africa, we got Charlie team up and running. Chief Fuller's going to be running you through our operation as soon as our guests arrive.
I'm sorry, is that our plan or your plan? Because if we were involved in this whole process, the first thing we would do would get an intel brief. Then we would all put our heads together.
Hell no.
Right.
This whole episode starts out like I'm on their team. I'm on their side like that, dude.
I love how the guy was like on the other side of the door and he's like, send Senior Chief Fuller. And he's like, ha ha. Like, you're just waiting behind the curtain for this?
It's like our plan is our assault plan. Like, no, pump the brakes. And then he, Jason even says it. He's like, wait a minute. This is how we would typically do it. We would put our heads together and figure out our plan so that we were all happy about the plan.
Yep.
And we're motivated and we're secure. And everything's awesome because we came up with the fucking plan. We thought out the contingencies. We thought out our team's SOPs, and we know each other's weaknesses. We've tried things. We've tried different breaches. We've tried different assault plans. We have things that worked and did not work throughout our history. And you're going to come in and tell me another team is planning our operation? That sucks.
Yeah, I think on the base level, right, the tactics are tactics. But like you said, each team knows their strengths, their weaknesses, the nuances of everybody on the team. So, I mean, it's going to be slightly different. It might look similar, but it's going to be slightly different. So just having a plan just laid out for you, that's never a good idea.
That's a no-go.
Yeah.
It just sucks. It's like, we don't agree with that. And the minute you come in and tell me that another team planned our operation, we're instantly going to start looking for the holes in it. Mm-hmm. But then we can't fix the holes. So if our team planned that operation, we would look for the holes in it and then plug the holes. So that's our contingency planning. That's our working through the operation to make sure that it's legitimate. Mm-hmm. But if another team plans it, we start working through the holes. We're not fixing, we're attacking.
True, yeah.
Now finding the holes and trying to fix the holes is attacking that team, the leadership, their tactical capabilities, their intellect, with their egos. We're coming after you by saying this doesn't make sense, we should fix this, that doesn't make sense. But if you do that team internally, it's not attacking anyone's ego, it's just working through the plan to make it a better plan.
Yeah.
So you throw off the entire planning process with this wrench of throwing in another team planning it. The whole thing is, not only is it accurate because that shit happens, but the conflict is just so realistic. Mm-hmm. Because in real life, that wouldn't fucking work. And then in the show, it's not fucking working. And that's why I love this show. And I can only imagine that guys like Tyler Gray having all this, tier 1 tactical experience and having the experiences that they have is how these guys are making these decisions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because, man, it's rare to see shows make these decisions and make these conflicts and have them be like real conflicts that we would actually deal with.
Yeah. Other shows would be like, oh, we planned this for you. Here it is. And like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're brothers.
Yeah.
We're gonna take care of that.
One team, one fight.
And then even at some point during this episode, Jason starts to look bad because he's attacking him so heavily on, wanting his way. And there are times when you just have those dickhead leaders that just can't fucking let go of their ideals, or they have personal vendettas against the other guy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, the accuracies are amazing through this.
Yeah.
We cannot engage the Saudis under any circumstance.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We are aware, but we feel comfortable with that margin.
Some of us do.
If we engage the Saudis, it's gonna get ugly real quick.
Again, under no circumstances can we cause damage or injury to any local forces.
Bottom line, however we do this, we got to be gone 14 minutes after our friends in Tabab get the call. Further demonstrate our actions are target. I suggest we move to the full-size mock. I'll have some refreshments brought down if you please follow me.
Showtime.
14 minutes with the 4,000-pound security door.
Oof. That's
no.
Breaching that is a
Breaching
job
that is a 30-minute process.
Yeah.
That's why as soon as I heard the plan, watching this episode, the timeline is ridiculous.
Yeah.
14 minutes with a 4,000-pound security door.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You're
not just like shooting the locks. That's going to take a minute.
Yeah, you're not shotgun blasting the locks. You're not putting a quick fucking demo up. I don't care how artistic you get with your demo. I don't care how expensive you get with your demo. You're not breaching a 4,000-pound door in 14 minutes.
One thing I just noticed I've never noticed before in the scene is I like the sidebar. And what I noticed here is it's kind of showing that they've got all these leaders in the brass here that's going to evaluate this plan or whatever. But it shows that their heads aren't always in the same place, right? Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily there for the same reasons. And I love how he's like, oh, we're going to have refreshments brought down. In the sidebar conversation, you hear somebody go, ooh, refreshments. Like they're more concerned about the Coke and Snickers or whatever that's about to come down than this life-threatening mission that they're about to go on with all these political implications if it goes wrong, and they're excited about the fucking Skittles.
Yeah, seriously. They even, later on, the General Tisdale says some just stupid shit, and it just further demonstrates like how disconnected the higher brass can be. Yeah. And it's like, damn. I love that they just sell brass under the bus.
Yeah.
Like throw brass on it. Because that's how it is. You come in and you're like, well, actually, he was like, if we give them fucking candy, they'll come out willingly. And it's like, okay.
It's like, all right,
Cool.
you have
Cool
no
story.
idea how this actually works.
Right.
You're so far removed from this level. At
You're
this
so
point.
far removed, and you're so high up in rank that no one's gonna tell you how stupid you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, you're a general, so your fucking candy idea, we're gonna just pat you on the back and be like, well done, sir. We'll put you in for an award for your great idea. And then talk about how fucking stupid you are the minute you walk out of the room.
Yep.
It's like, take your dumb ass out the fuck here and let us plan this operation.
You know, I worked a funeral one time, and there was a general that showed up that didn't have anything to do with the guy who was killed. Nothing to do with the family or anything like that. But he showed up. He got one of the front row seats to the point where the leadership team was like the front and center of the funeral. The family was off to the side. And afterwards, this guy had the balls to go around and pass out coins, like to the family. Like it's their honor that he showed up to their relatives, their son, their brother, to his funeral.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things where it shows you that a lot of times there is a huge disconnect between the leadership and every other level.
There could be. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to see half dozen kids dead on CNN.
I believe I have a solution. See, I was concerned about the children myself. Thought we might find a way to distract them, keep them busy, out of harm's way. So I had my staff pull stats on the most popular candies in Saudi Arabia. The Galaxy Bar seems to be a consistent top seller. Figure if we issue each operator a dozen or so, you can pass them out whenever you come across the children.
That's good thinking, sir.
Good idea.
General Dickhead just had his... Did you hear what he said? I have my staff. General Dickhead's got a staff of soldiers, not operators, a staff of soldiers figuring out how many candy bars to put in the operators' pockets.
People, and these are normally other officers like
Yes, his
lieutenant colonels and stuff
Yes.
that are now researching how the most popular candies in this area.
So U.S. Army lieutenant colonels are trying to find out how many and what type of candy to give soldiers.
Man, if that ain't a waste of resources. Right?
Exactly. So then these lieutenant colonels think they're doing the Lord's work. They're like, we're out here fucking like high ranking doing high level shit. This General Dickhead is just tasking you to figure out what do Afghan soldiers like? Or what do Afghan civilians like, the children? It's like, I don't know, chocolate? They don't give a like, give them something that tastes sweet. They're kids.
And again with the sidebar, because somebody's like, oh, it's a great idea, sir.
Yeah.
There's always that person.
Yeah,
With every general, there is that person. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, you're going to have your ass kissers confirming. You're not going to tell him he's a and that's just the dumbest thing they've ever said. But you're going to have guys like, oh, sure, that's a great idea. And then you walk him out, and then you laugh behind his back. Yeah. So he continues to think that he's the good idea fairy.
Yep.
Golly, bro. I was like, this guy must be psyops. And all those psyops got mad at us when we talk shit about the psyop recruiting commercial. But that's psyop 101.
Yeah.
That's fucking psyop right there. It's not logging in and fucking shutting down networks. It's like, what kind of candy do we give them? That's the psyop shit, is like hearts and minds.
Oh, that's so
what kind of flyer do we pass out that says we love you, and how do we give them candy?
Well, you got to also
change
figure out
their feelings.
Like what weight of paper you want that flyer printed on, because I mean the way it feels is gonna
like,
resonate the message a lot better.
They don't love us. This shit's cheap.
You're get a good resume paper.
Yeah, it's like this isn't even the thick shit. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? It doesn't even have a piece of candy taped to it. But here's the thing: who in this show was responsible for making such an accurate representation of an officer? That's the genius of the show.
It is, yeah.
Who knows officers so much and knows the military so much that guy said that?
That's good advising.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what makes the difference between an okay show and a great show.
Hell yeah.
It's just the little nuances like that.
Fire in the hole!
What in the hell was that?
A breaching charge?
You think it was big enough?
People plenty, baby.
You just turned a 2-ton door into a 2-ton obstacle, numbnut.
Sir, will you excuse us a moment?
He said, you need to make it bigger, little buddy. Like, call me little buddy, I'm going to punch you in your dick. I thought that was awesome, though, because, like, breaches rarely go as planned.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to do full dress rehearsals on whatever material you're breaching, because you have this massive door. It's very likely that a breach isn't going to penetrate it unless you do, full runs on what breaches are best for that exact door.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it best. You just turn that into an obstacle.
Yep.
And we've had that scenario before when we were doing practice where we would do a breach. If the breach failed, let's say the door, I think one time they had a metal like grated door. It was like the ones with the little diamond slots in the metal, so you could see through it. But we tried to breach it and it didn't cut it. It didn't knock it down. It like cut the bottom out.
Right. Yeah.
So it exploded this way. So it's like we're not going to crawl into the room. So now we're sitting there trying to pull the door open this way, and it wouldn't come open, and then it bent down. So now we have people trying to crawl over the fucking top of the bent door. They're falling into the room. It was a complete disaster.
Yep. You've lost all tactical advantage.
All
at that
tactical
point.
advantage is over. So exactly what he said. You just turn the door into an obstacle.
Yeah.
And because you used the wrong breaching method for that particular door.
Yeah, and that's one thing, like you said, it comes with training, right? As when you're doing all your CQB training, that's why you train with multiple different types of materials. And I'm talking, what we did was much smaller scale. I never had to breach anything like this.
Yeah.
But that way, like a solid core wooden door, a hollow core door, a metal door. Like know all these different types of doors, and you know what works, what material, what type of charge works best. And like you said, last thing you want is a partial breach, because now
sucks.
you've lost all tactical advantage, and now you're out there like an asshole, losing all your cover and concealment and all your tactics just because you're trying to now get through this door, which has become an obstacle.
Right.
Like,
and while your finger door, all they're doing is lining up on this death trap, the fatal funnel. So now we come in and we focus all our firepower on what we see as our bent open door. We know that it's a metal door. We know that your breach failed because we could see it. And now your dumbasses are crawling through. We just wait.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even shoot the first guy.
Wait till they get in there.
I would wait till they get in there and wait till they're trying to pull in the last guy and they're all focused on getting inside, and then just open up on them.
Because they can't get out easy at that point either.
So then they're stuck.
Another thing to think of too, and they kind of mentioned it earlier, is you might think, all right, well, instead of having it where it just blows part of the door off, maybe you just, like he said, P for plenty. That's something that we learned as Charlies, or as an engineer, where it's like P for plenty basically means when you're doing your calculations, you want to calculate how much explosive to achieve whatever objective you're trying to do. P for plenty means just add more, put more to it. But another thing to consider, like they were talking about kids inside the room potentially, you can't always just P for plenty every problem, because you don't know what's on the other side. There might be a family in there. There might be children in there. So if you put a crap ton of explosives on a door and you breach the whole thing and it blows the door in there, and now that door is a weapon, or you put overpressure inside of the building. So there's a lot to consider when it comes down to a breach or something like this.
Yeah, and when they were getting briefed this mission, they were told brass is on the way. Like, we have a full dress rehearsal, brass is on the way. Like, what? No. If we're going to do this right, we need that door. We need like 10 of those doors alone. So we can figure out how to breach that door, which charge. We use a shape charge on this one. We use a cutting charge on this one. We attack the hinges on this one. We attack the opening mechanism on that one. And then we attack the center on that one. We attack the top, the bottom.
Yeah, it's all trial and error.
You got to trial and error that specific door when you have such an obstacle. So the fact that they were just like put on the spot and we're like, go.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we have no idea what's going to happen. And then it showed perfectly in this.
Oh, and by the way, it's somebody else's plan.
Yeah. With someone else's demo. You didn't even get to know what their demo was.
Ready to burn.
Time's up, fellas.
I just wanted to highlight that was Tyler on the breaching tool.
Really?
Yeah, so, which was awesome because Tyler obviously knew the whole sequence to start that tool. I don't even know the sequence to start that. Like, I've never used that breaching tool before, a cutting.
Isn't that a Broco torch?
Yeah, I've never
that's what
used
it's
that
called.
torch before. Have you guys? Did you do that in training?
No. Actually, yeah, we did. But I think only like once or twice. And this was in the Q course. After that, I never touched one again.
Yeah, so yeah, we've done the cutting wheel demo, but never that torch. So I thought it was a really smart decision to put Tyler on it, who knows how to use it, and then film him doing the full sequence. You know, so we get to watch him like we're watching an operator, because you actually are watching an operator, a CAG operator, do that full sequence.
Yeah, and we got to see the blue barrels that we talked about on the unit episode, 4, I think?
Yeah.
The unit episode 4, if you saw that one, we talked about blue barrels.
2, 3? Episode 3.
Episode 3, okay. Well, we talked about blue barrels, which is when you get in trouble or part of your progression when you're doing CQB training. And this is the blue barrels. They're in here. They're using paint rounds because it's not a live fire situation right now.
Yeah.
But that was the blue barrel.
All right, that scene was dope. I really like that scene. So multiple things happening, and one of them is deciding on the fly. You need to understand, always be aware of how doors open. It's really important if a door opens in or out. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to determine your breaching method. So if you have is a hooligan tool, right, or Halligan tool?
I don't know. I've heard it called both.
I've heard of Halligan and
I
hooligan.
think it's officially probably the Halligan tool, but I think we always called it the hooligan.
Yeah. So anyway, the hooligan or the Halligan, whatever it's actually called, that's a tool typically we use for when the door opens inwards. So then you could push it in, right? So if you pick the wrong breaching tool, if the door opens, if it opens out, you want to use a breaching method like an explosive breach. And then if it opens in, you could use a mechanical breach, so a Halligan tool or hooligan tool, lever to press it in like that. And then second, once they decide they were going to use that, they busted it out. You get the one guy that sets it up in the spot. He stays, because your whole goal is to stay out of the center of the door, right? Because at any point, someone could shoot through the door and kill you. In Afghanistan, we actually had a captain on a sister team get killed because he was trying to open a door from the center of the door, and he got shot through the door. I was on his team for like a week, and then I got pulled off. Is the free fall team, and I got pulled off and put on 2-6. But anyway, awesome dude, and we lost the captain because he was he was standing in the center of a door. So you never want to be in the center of a door if you could help it, and if you have to, you want to limit that time as much as possible. So when you have the tool, you press it up against the door, and then you have your guy in the hammer that's going to come up, smash it into the door, and then get out of the way. He's probably going to go to the rear of the stack, either drop the tool or try to put it away as you breach and then flow in. So they breach the door, and then I'm pretty sure it's Tyler again that does this really cool move. When he sees the combatant, he grabs the muzzle, slams it down, and then puts his rifle to his chest. Mm-hmm. That would work flawlessly. That was a really solid move. Unsurprising, knowing that it's Tyler. But absolutely, you could do that.
Yeah.
You know, the longer your rifle, it's just leverage. The easier it is, you grab it at the tip, and you could control where that fucking muzzle is going, and you just push it off into a safe area, pull your rifle up. You could easily control your lever, your safety with your thumb, and start fucking putting rounds into that dude's chest and his face if you have to.
Yep.
So that whole sequence was fucking beautiful. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Beers and Breakdown. SEAL Team, you guys know we love this show, and we're just going to keep strolling through them, mostly because we just enjoy watching this damn
it's all
show.
for personal pleasure at this point.
Yeah, it's just so damn good. But honestly, you guys, I hope that you're learning something from it, and sometimes we're learning things from it too, because of Tyler's experience putting into the show. I think they have one more season coming out, and then that's going to be the final season of SEAL Team. Tyler's mentioned potentially Kurt and I getting on the show. So
that would be awesome.
That would be pretty
I would
sick.
love to get on that.
So we might be extras in SEAL Team at some point. Whether that happens or not, it doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that he thought of us enough to say it out loud is pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, we're watching this show, we love it, and he's like, hey, you guys want to be on the show? It's like,
yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool. So maybe you'll see us as extras walking through fucking SEAL Team, fucking up our CQB, and then we'll have to sit here and analyze ourselves and how terrible it was.
We'll be the bad guys.
Yeah. I'll be like, if they put me in as a bad guy to get shot, I'll fucking over dramatize the shit out of it.
Like in Sniper.
Just die super slow.
Like, yeah, we're gonna cut that out.
As they're running past me, all like twitch and stuff. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Get him out of here. Idiots. Hope you guys enjoyed that show. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.